Hello everyone, welcome back to Nigerian View. So guys, let's talk about the confraternity war between Black Ass and Supreme Vikings confraternity in the city of Auchi, right there in Edo State. This confraternity war has led to the breaking down of a couple of people, while some other people are said to be in the hospital battling for their life. So in this video, we are going to discuss the reason this confraternity war started, how they got to this point that the confraternity war has fully escalated. The people that have been on this platform for quite some time now, we understand better how this confraternity war started. The reason for this is because we have discussed in the past different segments that led to this confraternity war to the extent that it escalated. So we are going to be putting all the pieces together so you will understand how we got here. We will also be discussing about the people that were brought down, who they are, who brought them down, and there is also a heavy controversy about a particular information, and people from both groups are basically saying different things and almost the same thing in different ways. So I am also going to explain that to you. But before I get into it, I quickly want to make mention of what is going on in the city of Awka between these two groups also right there in Anambra State, because a lot of people have told me to say something about this particular situation. Now the thing is that there is a heavy clash also in the city of Awka between these two groups, Black Ass and Supreme Vikings confraternity, and a lot of people is said to have been brought down. There are bodies basically lying on the ground found in some places in the city of Awka, but the thing is that Black Ass members have said that none of their members have been brought down since this clash started in Anambra State. They said nothing has happened to any of their members. Vikings members also said that nothing has happened to any of their members. None of their members have been brought down. However, the Vikings members said they have pulled a hit and brought down 7 members of Black Ass, and Black Ass members have also said that they brought down around 8 members of Vikings. And both sides are saying that none of their members have been brought down in the confraternity war. So this is really confusing because I really don't understand the people that are being brought down, who they are, and I don't understand. And this is the reason I decide not to speak about it. So I quickly want to put that out there so that you guys will also understand that there is a huge confusion. It seems like the confraternity member in that city don't know what is going on, or rather, they don't know their members. So with that out of the way, let's dive into the video. So I am going to start from the very beginning of how the clash started between these two groups in Auchi. So I am sure that most of you will remember some time ago that I posted about a young man right there in Auchi who is said to be a member of Vikings that had some misunderstanding with some Black Ass members in a parking lot right there in Auchi. It is said that someone's car was blocking the way when another person was trying to come out, and altercation happened. The Black Ass members were much in number and they beat up the member of Vikings. The young man landed in the hospital and there was a rumor that he had went down, but I quickly made a video telling people that the young man is still very much alive and he wasn't brought down. That same day, the young man was discharged from the hospital, and I am sure most of you guys saw it. So basically, I was thinking that this whole thing is over. Since the young man has been released from the hospital, probably they must have spoken about it. However, 2 weeks ago, a member of Black Ass was fired at, boom boom boom, right there in Auchi. Luckily for the young man, he did not go down. He was rushed to the hospital receiving treatment. After that happened, a member of Vikings had made an impression in a voice note that it was Vikings members that pulled the hit. The elders of Vikings did not like that. The leaders of Vikings in Auchi told members of Black Ass that they are not involved in what happened to their member, that it is not members of Vikings that pulled the hit. So Black Ass squad was already in the street of Auchi looking for members of Vikings because it was insinuated that it is Vikings that pulled the hit. I also made a video about this 2 weeks ago. It is said that the Black Ass members removed their hit squad from the streets and decided to do a proper investigation to understand what is going on. As all this is going on, some members of Vikings agreed that it was Vikings members that pulled the hit, and it is said that through the investigation that the Black Ass members carried out, they also find out that it was Vikings that pulled the hit. But what really happened? How come the leaders of Vikings said it wasn't Vikings members that pulled that hit? So let me explain what happened about that situation according to words on the streets. It is said the reason the Vikings members had pulled that hit, it is because of the Vikings member that was beaten and hospitalized by some Black Ass members some time ago, which is what I just explained to you. So it is said that some Vikings members came together and they decided to revenge for that particular incident, and they did not tell their leaders that they want to pull hit. And fortunately for the member of Black Ass, he survived. So when the Black Ass members did their investigation and also find out that this is what happened, 2 days ago, the Black Ass members decided to retaliate by breaking down this young man that you are currently seeing on your screen. Now, this young man is said to be a member of Vikings. It is said that the young man is also an indigene of Auchi. Now, there is a huge difference between indigenes of Auchi and the students of Auchi. Most of the time, when there is a confraternity war, these people don't go after their indigenes. They always go after students. This time that they pulled a hit on an indigene is one of the reasons that make this confraternity clash escalate. Now, this young man that was brought down is said to be a vulcanizer, and he is said to have been brought down in a place called Jetu Junction, right there in Auchi. So I am basically thinking that this young man was brought down in his place of work, and as you can tell, he probably was just looking for his daily bread, just hustling for life, and this happened to him, which is very unfortunate. So immediately this happened, the Vikings members got angry and they declared war on members of Black Ass right there in Auchi. That same night, around 11:30 p.m. at night, the young man that you are currently seeing on your screen was brought down. Now, this young man is popularly known as Oil and Gas Money. He is said to own more than one boutique right there in Auchi. Now, the confusing thing about the breaking down of this young man is that the Vikings members had said that this young man is a member of Black Ass, and on the other hand, the Black Ass members said that the young man is a member of Vikings, that the young man is not a member of Black Ass. And I have tried to find out the group that this young man belonged to, and I am still unable to get a concrete answer, because the Vikings members had said that the young man is 100% a member of Black Ass. And Black Ass members said they are very sure that the young man is 100% member of Vikings. Now, one of the things that is most surprising about this whole thing is that it's either one of these groups don't really know who their member is, because the person's picture is out there. It is not like they don't know the face. The face is very recognizable, and both groups are saying that the young man belongs to this group, and the other is saying that the young man belongs to the other group. And if it is true that this young man belongs to one group and the members are saying that he belongs to the other group, it is a little bit embarrassing. Nobody wants his own people to deny him and say he belongs to the other group. So after this happened, a lot of people said that other people were being brought down, which I really don't know how true it is, because I couldn't find any evidence or any more update about that. But yesterday night, the Vikings hit squad pulled a hit on a young man who is said to be a member of Black Ass. Now, the very person that they pulled a hit on is said to be the owner of a bar called Origin Bar right there in Auchi. The young man is also said to be an indigene, and it is said that they pulled a hit on him in the presence of his wife and his child. But luckily for the young man, he did not go down, and as at the time of making this video, it is said that the young man is receiving treatment in the hospital. So today evening, it is said that the Black Ass Hate Squad went into the streets of Auchi around Mechanic area looking for members of Vikings. They couldn't find any Vikings member. However, they brought down a young man who is an Okada man. The Okada man that they brought down this evening is not a member of any confraternity. However, some Black Ass members have said that the Okada man played a role in pulling a hit on their member that is currently receiving treatment in the hospital. But I really don't know how any of that happened. It is said that the Okada man is not a confraternity member. And people are saying because ADJs have been involved, because they have pulled a hit on ADJ, this is going to escalate more than it was expected. And what I have to say is that since it has involved the indigents, I think the elders of the town should call them, because nobody really wants their children to be brought down. One thing that a lot of people haven't noticed is that that particular region in Edo State, Auchi, it's a place that have a lot of tools in that Edo State. I did my research because I didn't know that there were different parts of Edo State before. I was just thinking it is Benin City, and when I did my research, I find out that this particular place called Auchi, they have too many tools in that city, and I think the elders of that town should quickly come together now before it is too late, and quickly put an end to this bringing down of their brothers. Anyway, you are watching Nigerian View.